What is going on, guys? Justin Saunders here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can charge more for your clients and get what you're actually worth. And I'm going to break down how we went from selling 1K a month to charging our clients over $4,000 a month. And if you stick until the end, I'm going to share with you the one simple strategy that I use to sign a $43,000 agency client. It's a very simple strategy. So stick until the end and we'll jump into that. Now, before we jump into everything, let me just give you an intro if you don't know who I am. I've been in the agency space for over 5 years now, and I've helped over 500 online businesses. So my real reason for releasing videos like this is to help out everybody else out there. I always promised myself that if I could get to the point where I didn't have to work a 9 to 5 and can make good income doing this, that would repay the favor. And I've exceeded that. So now it's time for me to get back and help you guys out. So if you're an agency owner and you're tired of not getting paid what you're worth, then stick around because this video is exactly what you need. I'm going to show you how to charge more and, more importantly, get the clients that you want to be paying you the price that you want. So this strategy works really well. We actually went from charging $1,000 a month to over $4,000. And I'm just going to pull up my screen over here and just back it up with proof because that's how I like to roll. I always believe that if someone's going to be teaching a subject, you want to make sure that you're listening to the right person. So you can see over here, this is inside one of our Stripe accounts. We're just comparing last year in March to just some random numbers over here. So you don't need to focus on gross revenue. That's just from the past 3 months, I believe. But over here is what you really need to focus on is spend per customer. This is how much our customers are spending, right? So you can see this was March 2020. Our customers were paying us on average $14.79.52. We had some clients that were 1,000. We had some that were, we upsold up to 1,500 to 2K. Point being is now we're sifting at right around $3,634.63. And that'll even out as time. We still have some clients that are on lower packages that we're starting to clean up. But I just wanted to hop in here and share my screen to make sure that what I'm sharing with you is actually legit and that you're going to get the right training in this video. So me personally, I honestly just got tired of working with clients and not getting paid what I was worth. And when you charge lower, you deal with lower type of people, and everyone starts their business at a different time. I'm not saying that in any disrespect by any mean, but when you're charging more, you get higher quality people. And that's one thing that I've learned. So I actually developed this strategy because we were charging $1,000. This was right when I got first started. And one of my clients actually at the time, everything was going really well. We worked together for 5 months, $1,000, wasn't making much money, but out of nowhere, he had some family things come on. I believe he actually got a divorce and was losing a lot of his money. His business sunk. So guess what he did? He came back and he charged my card back. So I actually had to owe him $5,000 at the time where I didn't have. So ever since then, I've always been figuring out a way to develop this strategy to help our business, let alone help you guys as well. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. And hopefully we can prevent that in this video that I want to prepare for you guys. And a lot of my students have actually taken this training and gone from losing money to making money. Some have even made up to 10K profit just from a little tweak that we've done inside their system. So let's just jump into it. What I'm going to share with you here is basically how to get those clients and charge them more. It's pretty simple. And the first thing you got to understand with all this is you have to have some sort of case study. If you're somebody that is a complete beginner and you don't have any sort of clients or you've never done any of this work, it's going to be very hard to sell this. And I highly recommend that you actually go out there and get a client and get some results first, because if you don't have the case study, it's going to be hard to sell. And then also clients are going to be able to understand and feel that in your tonality when you're talking to them is they're not going to believe you, right? So you got to really have the case study and the mental behind this is understanding hey, this is what you're worth and this is what you're going to charge. So if you have the case study and you're ready to go, let's jump into the 3 ways to increase your price lead retainer. And number 1, you guys, you just have to get good results. I think that's a really big misconception in the online marketing space is get clients, get clients, get clients, get clients. How many of you have ever been told that, right? I have. I hired a coach and that's the only thing they told me. It was great, got a lot of revenue, but then had a lot of angry clients, right? So you got to understand that you got to perfect your fulfillment. If you don't get good results, you might be able to sell to a lot of people, but eventually what's going to happen is all that's going to come back and your reputation is going to get ruined. So first things first is you've got to have good results and just get good at it. Like, it takes time, but the easiest way is find somebody that's already doing it and figure out what they're doing and do it yourself, right? You can go to Facebook ad library and just go on there. And if you're in the pest control industry, right, you could go in there and just type in pest control and start doing your research. That's an easy way to find out ads that are already working. Same thing if you're doing Google, like find somebody that's doing this. So number one, get good results. Number two, exclusivity. This is key. This is the number one thing that you're going to need to increase prices. Is once you start getting good results, well, your clients are going to start staying with you longer, which means you're going to have more conversations with people. As long as you have good prospecting, you're going to have more conversations with people in that area that want to work with you, right? And I'll give you a perfect example of this. One of my agencies, I actually run a couple of different online businesses, but one of my agencies is focused on solar. And recently, when we first got started with this, we were charging like $1,000 just to prove the concept. Recently, we have been running into an issue where we had some clients in an area that were only paying us like $2,500, $3K. And we have a big team, right? So like some of these scenarios, we were actually losing money. I know that's hard to believe when you're charging like $3K a month, but depending on the scenarios and what we promise the clients, which I don't want to get into all of that on this video, sometimes we were actually losing money, if anything, barely making money on some of those clients. Again, some of those clients paying us $3K, we were making like $2K off of it, maybe even $2.5K. Like, it really depends on the location. And that's what we really broke down. And after speaking with our finance team, we developed a strategy saying that each area is going to be in high popular demand, right? So for example, in solar, California, Florida, Denver, those places are really hot demands, and specific areas clients know do better than the others. So we would have, like, for example, let's just say in Tampa, Florida, we had a client there and they were paying us $2,500. Well, we had 3 other people that wanted to work with us in Tampa. So now that we have that demand, we can go back out there and say, hey, Mr. Client, you're currently working with us right now. We like working with you. But supply and demand comes in, we have to increase prices, and we want to give you the first option to stay with us. So instead of $2,500 a month, we're going to bump you up to $4K a month. Are you okay with that? And if you're not, no worries at all. We have 3 people actually right behind you that are interested. So when you do this the right way, you almost don't even lose, because if you actually have supply and demand, if you've ever seen one of those charts where supply and demand, it makes sense, right? You have 3 other people that want that spot and are prepared to negotiate and pay for it. It's like a battling war compared to the one person. You put them all against each other. And since your one client's been with you, and if you haven't signed like a 6-month or 12-month agreement, whatever it is, you can simply just go to them and be like, hey, we have to increase prices. Love working with you, but no fluff. We actually have to do this in order to maintain our positive relationship with you and grow our company the better way to serve you. So supply and demand is huge when it comes to exclusivity, and it's just the best way to actually grow legit, and you don't even have to have fluff with it. So exclusivity and supply and demand come from having good results. I can't talk about that enough. Is you have to get good at getting results. So 3 ways to increase: 1, get good results; 2, exclusivity, supply and demand; and then 3 is sell bigger contracts. Now, I actually have a full training. I'll link it in the description down below that you can go and check on how we sell 3, 6, and 12-month agreements. But just know that's another way to increase your pricing, is by just having people sign up for longer terms. And the video will break it down on how we charge people 12 months. Basically, what you want to do is just give them an incentive saying, hey, it's $4K for 1 month. If you sign up for 6 months, it's going to be $3K a month. 12 months, 2.5K, whatever it is, right? Those are just figurative numbers that I'm going off the top of my head right now. But point being is, you can always sell bigger agreements. And I would suggest doing that, because it's a really good way to get that consistent MRR, monthly recurring revenue, which is absolutely key to growing any sort of online business, especially if you're in the agency space. So if you guys are finding value in this, would be very greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button down below. And also hit the sub and tag a friend that you think a fellow agency owner that you think might benefit from this. So you guys, at the end of the day, you can always go out there and do it yourself. That's my job, is really just give you as much value and resources as I possibly can to help you grow your business. But just remember, if you ever are looking for additional help, I'll always leave a link down in the description as well, where you can actually apply to work with me and my team, and we'll help you grow your agency. So we've actually helped tons of clients. We actually had one in particular came to us and was closing 1 month deals for $1,000, and simply kind of just talk to them about what we did with you on here. And we really broke it down. First thing is we get an onboarding call, break down the strategies, and help come up with that custom roadmap for them. This client went from selling 1K packages to $3,000 packages and getting these clients on a 12-month retainer. So if you're somebody that's looking for results like that, make sure to hit that link down below. And also, my main goal, like I mentioned before, is just to over deliver and give you guys as much value as you possibly can. So going back, as I promised at the beginning of this video, if you guys would like to see a little bit more about the $43,000 client that I closed, I'll give you a quick rundown in a second, but go ahead and comment big contracts below. And if I get 50 likes and 50 comments, I'll release the entire thing. But basically how this worked, it was very simple. I went on to Facebook and I requested a bunch of business owners as my friend. I started posting valuable content, and then I made an announcement post and actually had 6 of business owners, they were all chiropractors at the time, reach out to me and asked to work with me. The value proposition was I would work for free in regards to a testimonial. And I actually closed 3 of those. 3 of them ended up not being good fits. I couldn't get them called the leads, believe it or not. I'm sure you guys could relate to that. But 3 of them actually ended up being really good clients. One ended up falling off. Another ended up staying for a couple months. But then the one I ended up talking to and then signing them into a 12-month commitment, who has actually been with us for over, let me just share my screen. I'm going to have to blare some of this out. But just again, proof is in the pudding, guys. One client, this is inside our payment processor over here. One client, $43,500. So if you'd like to see the full video breakdown, like I'll do a full masterclass if you guys like, if it's up to you guys are wanting to see that. Just if I get 50 comments and 50 likes, I'll do a full masterclass breaking down step by step the same exact strategies that I use and that you guys can use to go out there and get a $43,000 client. So I hope you find value in this video. If you did, make sure to smash that heart and like button down below, and I'll see you in the next one.
The knowledge and the skills that I learned in Justin's program, we literally did 190K in sales in the last 4 weeks.
Within our first couple of weeks, we started closing our first client, then our second client, then our third client. Now we're up to about 6 clients.
I joined this program about 3 months ago. I had 0 clients and kind of felt like I was spinning in circles.
$6,000 in debt, couldn't pay my rent pretty much. I invested into a 6-figure program, which is one of the best decisions of my life.
Since joining this program, I've built a good client base.
Now, just on Friday, my agency crossed the 6-figure mark.
Everything's changed. I want to thank you, Justin, for all you've done.